Hello. Trying again. I don't know. I pressed the wrong button. I'm putting beers in my freezer because I want beer. I should have probably looked at the recipe again before I did this, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Ah, back. Bonk, bonk, bonk. Is this it? Is it now, this one? These guys are so messy. Hello. Welcome back. We're making dumplings. You didn't hear the tap on the microphone? I'm not using the microphone. Hello. I don't know. I'll figure it out one day, I'm sure. I got a big old bowl. Sound is moving with you, but no thump. Oh. Interesting. Okay, so hold on. I'm gonna keep talking and I'm gonna walk into the other room. And I'm not gonna change my voice volume. Can you guys still hear me? Can you guys still hear me? Am I getting further away or is the audio still the same? If I'm getting further away, then it's coming from my or it's coming from the phone. If I'm not getting further away, then it's coming from my little Bluetooth microphone. Did I do it? Did we succeed? Did it work? I don't know. You like how, like, gaudy and disgusting this Trump-esque looking thing on my ceiling is? You don't hear me from the other room. Okay. Alright, so it's probably not using the microphone then. For some reason. I don't know. Well, I'll take it off because there's no point in having it on if it doesn't work. So, whatever. We tried. We tried our best. Team. Bam. Whatever. Whatever the word is. Welcome to Chill Monday. I am in a shit mood. But that's okay. It might have something to do with the fact that I only slept for like 2 hours. I'm making dumpling wrappers. So I gotta make space for dumpling wrappers. I'm gonna have a tea as well, actually. Oh, I'm in an absolutely garbage mood. You guys want to check on my tomatoes with me? No, so pink. Let's take a look. Hey, look at that. This one wasn't doing so good, so I moved it into a smaller thing to see if it would bounce back. It might not. I don't know. The jade plant's doing really well. Look, we got lots of things. These have little white bugs on them still. I haven't quite gotten rid of them all. I got rid of some of them for a little while, but... We got flowers. This one's got tomatoes. The tomatoes are coming along pretty good. I was worried, quite frankly, about the tomatoes. And the reason I was worried about the tomatoes is because I had to keep bringing them in and out and in and out. How did this little guy get tomatoes? I don't know. Don't worry about the hose on the shed, and don't worry about the tree that I pulled down. My fingernails are looking lovely, by the way. I also have, I got a fern now. Isn't that cute? And I got this plant. I don't know what this is, but I put it in a pineapple activia thing, and I pumped holes in the bottom. I don't know what that is, but we'll find out. My clover's doing pretty good, considering it's just in a pot vibing. My monstera is looking really good. It's got one limpy leaf, and the rest of it's fine. And then the spider plant, as you can see, is doing fantastic. Look at how good this is doing now. It's got like fresh leaves on it. It's got new ones coming in. It's all sticking up again. It's doing really good. These guys are doing fantastic, as per usual. I don't know why these ones do so well, but they do great. And then I got this little guy. It's also doing quite well. And I've got a new plant to show you, but it's all the way upstairs. This is empty, by the way. It's got a... This is mint tea that I'm not gonna consume right now. This is my 10-pound bag of flour. If any of you wanted to know how I take my tea. Piping hot. Mighty Goblin Queen defeated the tree in martial combat. I did, but also, so I did in fact do that. But on the other hand, I had a hatchet, or technically a tomahawk. My stand mixer. Get this out here. Woo! Eh? Yeah? 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 This one broke. Alright, spin back around. Hello. You're gonna send me some loose leaf tea? That'd be pretty good. That'd be cool. I don't know what's up with this. It's just a decoration. It doesn't like come down or anything. It's just... Yeah, I'm tiny, but I hit like a truck. What is that, Markiplier? Old as shit Markiplier gif. Huzzah. See that the thumb and pinky are short. Yeah, so this one broke the other day while I was folding laundry. This one I just trimmed down because it was getting a little bit out of hand. And this one is short because it's got a bend in it that I've been working on trying to deal with and get rid of. And if I don't trim it, it won't be gotten rid of. Hello. So I'm trying to get a better angle for you guys. Like, I feel weird, like, looming over you like this. I don't like it. I don't like it. It's not natural. It feels icky. It's okay, I got a rubber band. I got you guys. Don't worry about it. I don't know why, but my... Actually, I know why. Never mind. I was setting up to do, fill my jars with pre-made waffle dry mix and stuff. And then it turned out I couldn't do that because I was out of... There we go. That's more accurate to, like, life. Hello. I'm pretty sure I got making the dumpling wrappers down. I'm making them from scratch, by the way. So it's 3 cups of flour, 1 cup of water. And then you let it sit for 5 minutes. Then you knead it together. Oh, and half a teaspoon of salt. Half a teaspoon of salt. And the water needs to be lukewarm. Your 1.96 meters is my only chance to loom. Pass. Pass. I'm tiny. I'm used to it. I don't want to be taller than anybody at this point in my life. I'm over it. I'm over it. I've also already made the minced meat mix. I've already made the dumpling stuff that's going in. The lighting in here is not good. That doesn't help. That doesn't help at all. No. Sorry. I guess I could close the window. What a weird question. It asked, do you like tap water? Do you guys like tap water? Yeah, because the light's coming in right here, right? So I could close this off to stop all the light from coming in from there, but oh well. I don't think I'm gonna. Where's my oh, measuring cup. Measuring cup. Giant bag of flour. I bought this on sale. Oh, I'm gonna get flour everywhere. Oh no. Oh no. It's fine. I'm gonna be the one who cleans it up later, so who cares? I regret nothing. Crinkle, crinkle. 1. 2. 3. Then we need lukewarm water. 1 cup. And half a tablespoon of salt. Wait, I lied. Half a teaspoon of salt, not tablespoon. Don't oversalt your stuff. Where is my salt? I got it. I don't know if that's right, but it's as close as I'm about to get, so. Okay. Then we're going to put this in this. You guys can see. And then we let it sit for 5 minutes. Timer. 5 minutes. Start. So if you want to make these and then make a bunch of them and save them for later and stuff, you can do that, but you're gonna want cornstarch because then you can like stack them and get like wax paper and stack them, and then it won't be gross and stick together. You'll be able to pull them apart really easy. I don't have any cornstarch, so I'm not doing that. That's not happening. Hello, welcome. Now we're gonna wait 5 minutes. What are you guys up to? How was your weekends? Do not rotate. How's your guys' weekends? Did you guys do anything this weekend? Did you guys do anything fun? Do anything chill? Do anything stupid? You have a bad copy of the smoke? Oh, yeah, the fires. I guess we could probably talk about the fires and stuff. Oh, you saw the Odyssey? Was it good? Did you like it? Is that this is the one where Zendaya is playing Athena, right? Am I right about that? You're doing activities? This weekend you were doing activities? You liked it? That's good. United States can't handle the Canadian smoke. I guess we should talk about that a little bit, shouldn't we? I mean, the smoke is basically cleared from where I live. Um, it cleared a little bit ago. Oh yeah, before we talk about that though, guys, feel free to leave like the weird as fuck comments for now if you're a moderator. I kind of want to leave them alone and let the like, especially like the sexual harassy ones specifically because I want to leave them up to make a point. Make a point for later. So feel free to let those ones through and stuff for today. I've already covered in flour. That took 30 seconds. You need to tell your sinus the smoke is cleared. Yeah. Yeah. Poor job at taking a rest day. Yeah, that was me yesterday. Yeah, still like stick with TOS as best as you can, but leave some of the nonsense, the extra nonsense on purpose. Thank you. All right, the fires. So strongly worded letters and stupid shit coming from American lawmakers, both Republican and Democrat, is not. I don't think people in the United States understand that, given that this is what the second year of Trump's 4-year term for his second term, and the progress on Project 2025, guys, you can't be sorry enough. No matter how badly you feel about it or how you didn't vote for whoever, it's beyond. Nobody cares. Nobody outside of the United States really gives a shit whether you specifically voted for Donald Trump or not, outside of thinking you're not literally the worst possible. You know what I mean? And like, being sorry doesn't mean anything if you don't do anything to go with it. So it's one of those things where you are stuck in, and admittedly for people in the United States, that's not a good position to be in. That sucks. That's unfortunate. But that's the position you're currently in. And admittedly, there's only so much you can do, even when you are in a position to do something, you know what I mean? So, like, it's bad mojo all the way around. Like, everyone sucks here. It's unfortunate and unlucky, but the rest of the world isn't going to treat you like individuals over these things. For example, the question is should they treat you like individuals over this sort of thing? And I think it depends. Depends on the conversation, right? Depends on what you're talking about. So, in one regard, as individuals dealing with and talking about other individuals and like friends and family and stuff like that, yes, you treat them as individuals. When it comes to dealing with geopolitics and like your opinion about a country, you're literally lumping people together. Hawkskull says, I see a vote for Trump as an act performed by someone who is incredibly selfish and has low IQ or is a racist. Yeah. Yeah, Athens has got it. Stop apologizing and start doing something. And I understand that people are. Like, there are people in the United States that are doing things and are trying their best. And I think a lot of the United States is just waiting for the midterms. I don't know if that's a good call or a mistake. Here's what it looks like, by the way, right now. We're gonna mush this together. I'm gonna mush it together with my hands for a hot minute first, just to get it mixed in a little bit. Oh, this was a mistake. I should not have done that. Oh, I shouldn't have done that at all. Oh, error! I've made a mistake. I shouldn't have done that. Oh no, I'm a fool. All right, well, I'm gonna spend this on this. All right, we own our mistakes and we stick to goobers like hooks. I made a mistake. Ha 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 ha. Oops. Don't mind me. I didn't do anything. I don't know what you're talking about. I should have used a spatula. I'm a fool. All right, this is going. We're gonna help it along a little bit. I always feel like it's not enough water, but if I just leave it, it doesn't seem like it really does a good job. But maybe I'm just doing it wrong. Maybe I should just leave it alone. I think it's kind of working its way, I guess. Alright, fuck it. I'm just gonna leave it alone. So, this is only supposed to take 5 minutes, but it never does. But I'll put the timer in for 5 minutes so we can check on it in 5 minutes. Whatever. It's fine. Okay, what did I miss? What was I talking about? Oh, and like part of one of the struggles of fascism is burnout, right? So, like, people are gonna, you can only do as much as you can do, right? So, like, I'm not trying to say this to pressure people in the United States into doing something that they can't do or don't want to do or whatever. And I'm not trying to say this to make people in the United States feel bad specifically. I'm sure most of them feel bad enough as it is. I'm simply trying to give you guys context to why what you're saying isn't working. Right? Or why people aren't impressed when you apologize. Or why like you're getting the reactions you're getting. That's why. So like you know, take it or leave it. I'm not saying you have to or don't have to or whatever. Somebody asked earlier if I'm a lecturer. I guess in a way. In a way. If the world is going to generalize about my politics, why should I not do the same for the Trumpers? So the thing is, okay. Like I said, it depends. When you're a country, the world has to generalize you when it comes to geopolitics. Right? Like you have to. As long as you're not using that as an excuse to, like, A, treat people badly, or B, as, like, you know what I like, to not actually engage, or using it as, like, a thought-stopping cliche, then it's, like, generalizing isn't always wrong or always bad. It simply is appropriate or not appropriate, right? So painting people with a broad brush is dangerous, but if you're generalizing about the actions of a country where a majority of the population has voted or set up their system in this way, and then we're discussing the results of that system, we have to take into account that this is something that people voted for, right? This was a decision that the American populace made and has been making for, like, the past 50 years. Right? So you don't blame an individual. Even an individual who voted for Trump is not to blame in totality for everything that the Trump administration is doing. Is it what they voted for? Yes. In that case, absolutely. Are we talking about how Aaron can't read again? I mean, that I think that we've demonstrated that that's a fact of the matter, right? Like, Erin cannot read. Like, she can't read. She's functionally illiterate. I saw that in the Discord that people were talking about that, and I was just like, ugh. She's, like, bringing up something from, like, a year and a half ago that I already explained in detail. I should probably go find the video and then just link that and be like, I already covered this. Go watch it. I don't need to do it again. You had dinner? What did you have for dinner? Was it good? I hope it was good. Oh, she's just, like, going on about... She's going on about something on Twitter. I don't know. I didn't pay that close of attention. Rice with chicken and roasted veggies? Oh, yeah. No, you're good, Orange Chat. I understood what you meant. I think people should generalize Trump voters. Although I think it's also hard to not be like, okay, so you're just a douchebag. Because, like, that's really the only reason to have voted for Donald Trump was to be a dick. Right? You know what I mean? You're eating? What are you eating? If you're making food, you have to, there's a rule here. If you're making food or you're eating food, you have to tell everybody what it is. It's a rule. So there's one thing, and this is like an issue with Aaron as well, but this is like an issue in general, is that people will steak with mashed potatoes. This is an issue with, like, people in general, and it's this concept that if you're gonna do something, and you don't think what you're doing is wrong, then there's no reason to deny that you did it, right? When everybody knows that you did it, like, let's say you rob a bank. Right? And there's fucking video evidence. Everybody knows it was you. And you're like, no, I didn't do anything wrong, and no, I didn't rob the bank. And everybody's like, yeah, you did. Now, it's one thing if you're trying not to go to jail, but it's another thing to be like, oh, you've already served your time, and you're like, no, I never did it. And it's like, oh, bro, you robbed the bank. We all know you robbed the bank. Well, I didn't do anything wrong. I'm being persecuted. It's like, okay, then why are you lying and saying you didn't rob the bank? Like, if you don't think that you did anything wrong, why are you so feverishly denying the thing we all know you did? Alright, I gotta go check on this. It's been 5 minutes. It just turned into clumpies. Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but this doesn't look like it's got enough water in it to me. Yeah, it feels really dry. I guess I should lift it up, right? Button. Don't mind me, I'm just mushing together this dough. I'm making dough. Yeah, it looks like it needs more water. Yeah, I think it does too. I'm gonna add some. How much do you think? Half a cup? I'm gonna do half a cup. And then we're gonna pop this back down and let it keep going. Oh, maybe I should wait a minute. Let it soak in a little bit more before I start. Maybe not stick my hand back in there immediately. All right. I'm gonna spin it a little bit and help it out. Help that incorporate. I guess I can always add more flour if I need to later. I'm so tempted to just stick my hand in here. Like, do it. Put your hand in the fucking... inside the mixer. Do it. Do it. Stick your hand in the mixer. You know you want to. No, don't do that. Jesus. Alright, well. Let's leave that alone. It'll be fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's fine. I didn't put another timer on. So here's something. If you're gonna do something and you don't think what you're doing is wrong, you have no reason to deny that you did the thing, right? Not really. And then unless you're trying to, like, you know, dodge court or something, because, you know, something being legal is not the same as being fucking right or wrong, or moral or not moral, or whatever, right? I'm making dumplings. They're dumpling wrappers. I could add a little flour, whoops, too much. I could add a little more water, oops, too much. And that was how Chesh made enough to feed the neighborhood. Yeah, I mean, it do be like that sometimes. I'm not good at it yet. I've only done this, like, I think it's my third time trying to make them, so I'll get it right eventually. It's not like they come out bad enough that it's not usable. It's still just dough. It's still just flour and water. Legal and just are not the same thing. Yeah, well, yeah, legal, just, or, like, moral. These are all different things, right? I honestly, I think justice is not people expect justice to be helpful, and it's not. Justice is very rarely, like, helpful to the people who have been wronged, and, like, that's not what justice is about. Not really. So I don't know what that's about. Sourdough? No, it's just water and flour and a little bit of salt. Just water, flour, and a little bit of salt. But if you're gonna do something, you should have and you think that you're in the right, I think you should, when assuming there's no, like, extra legal stuff going on, that you should, like, there's no reason to deny you did something, right? Because you think you're right. You can't say you didn't do it and then say, but I'm right for doing it at the same time. You can't have both, right? So you have to pick a lane. Either you didn't do it and you just deny, or you say, yeah, I did it, and I do it again. You know what I mean? Like, these are the... And it's just like, if you're gonna be shameless, you should at least be shameless enough to, like, own up to it, you know what I mean? I don't know. I've done things that are like shitty, and just people are like, "Wow, that was really shitty," and I go, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, that was shitty." And sometimes I'm like, "Yeah, that was shitty. I shouldn't have done that," or "Yeah, that was shitty," and I do it again. Hello, hello, hello. Like the time I drew circles. But listen, that wasn't my fault. I warned him that he probably shouldn't show it on stream. He did that anyway. That's not my fault. And I would do it again. Yes, and? Yes, and? Exactly. Yes, and? If you're gonna do something, if you're going to do something, you should have that something that like matters or is gonna have like some consequences. Then you should fucking think it through. And so if you have the audacity to do it, you should have the audacity to own up to that you did it. So like once upon a time, I leaked a call that was never really intended to be private in the first place to another YouTuber so they could put it on blast elsewhere, right? And I didn't say that it was me out the gate. And then when people started to figure out, or later on, when people were like, "What did you do that?" I was like, "Oh yeah, yeah, that was me. That was absolutely me." Yes. And then I had my justification and my reasoning for doing it, right? So like, and I do it again. So I don't, you know what I mean? So like if you're gonna do something, you should at least have the capability of owning up to it. And if it's something you're not willing to own up to doing, you probably shouldn't do it. I'm stealing your superheroes, am I? Yeah, for anybody who's been around long enough, you'll know the one I'm talking about. But like, so there's this other thing where people seem to think a lot of things are me, and they're definitively not me. So like there's like alt accounts that have showed up and like accounts that are like a little bit trolly of people and other YouTubers and stuff. And they always think it's me. And it's never me. Dapper, you might be behind. Wish you could have been in that call. Yeah, fair enough. I don't know who that is. Nile Blue? I don't know who that is. Do they have an actual sister that looks like me, or are you just saying I look like them? It's never me except when it was you. Okay, so here's the thing. Like, the reason why it can't be me is because the way I operate is based off of, like, it's being funny, is the meme, right? And the meme is funnier when it's not me. If it's me, it loses all of its amusement potency. And when it loses all of its potency, it's not funny anymore. So unless I'm doing something for some other reason, like it's probably not me, because it's not fucking funny. It's illegal to be like Chesh. There's only you don't be like me. Yeah, no. Don't be like me. Ask Dapper. Dapper knows. Don't be like me. I'm a bad person. I'm not a good person. Do not be like me. I assure you. You do not want to be like me. Is that the logic I apply to my politics? I mean, yeah, I apply this kind of logic to most things. So I have like 3 rules, right? And this is, I guess, the 4th rule that what are my rules? Don't ignore me. Don't fuck with my shit. What was the other one? Don't ignore me. Don't fuck with my shit. And if you're gonna do something, fucking own up to it. Like, if you're gonna do something, you should consider whether or not you're willing to own up to it when you get caught. Feed me, water me, I'll love you forever. Oh, you mean if it's the meme? No. No. Well, you know, I might vote for something just because it's fucking funny. Yeah, you know, I probably would. If it was funny enough, though. It has to reach that level of being funny enough. So, like, if a McDonald's wanted to open up, or a Target wanted to open up, and there was, like, a city bylaw being passed, and I was gonna go vote on the city bylaw, and I thought the Target would fail if it got to be there, and it would cost them a bunch of money, and I think that would be funny, then I would vote to allow the Target, just because I would want to watch them fail. Oh, that's cool. You don't even want to be. No, I like being me. I'm comfortable with being me. I've been me for a long time, but I'm not. You don't emulate me. I am not a good person. I am not. I'm not a good person to emulate. I'm also not a very easy person to emulate because most of the time people don't understand what I'm doing, and so when you don't understand, you're gonna fuck it up, and it's like it's not good mojo. It's not good mojo. Don't do it. I gotta help this thing out a little bit. I'm not convinced that it knows what it's doing, but that's okay. It'll be fine. Oh, I'm emulating you? Nah, that's not right. No, that's not right. Oh, no, people don't understand. So, like, the way my brain works is not something you can just do. Like, it's not. I'm built different. Which I assure you is not what I mean. What I mean to say is, like, my thought process has been incredibly, like, very heftily curated. Hi, you can come up here and maybe you'll be able to see what I'm doing. Nope. Well, I'm just gonna knead this dough a little bit. It looks like this right now. Ta-da! So we'll work on this and chat a little bit. Hi, hello. I have spent a lot of time curating and experimenting about, like, how I do things and how I approach things and the way I sort of look at the world. Right? So, and not many people have done that. No offense to many people, but that's just not something people do a lot of the time. And, like, admittedly, it's like a privilege to be able to do so. Not everybody has the time to do that, which I think is a travesty. I don't think we're doing ourselves any favors with that kind of stuff. So I think we don't really teach people how to do that. So you have to come by it either intuitively or through some other forcible means that's forcing you to do so, right? I'm too short! So when I'm doing stuff, the reason why people, like, I'm not as predictable as people usually when they try to guess what I'm doing. They don't really have a very easy time trying to figure out what I'm doing. And even if they figure out what I'm doing, they really can't figure out the why I'm doing it, which gets really frustrating sometimes. Because people kind of just don't understand what I'm up to. Which, you know, fine. You know what I mean? Like, it's okay. It's not a big deal. Look, we did it. We made dough. It's kind of, like, chunky. I don't know what that's about. It's still, like, a little bit damp. For those of with this aphantasia, yeah, I think aphantasia has something to do with it, where you kind of have to, like, approach the world a little bit differently. Because you just don't see the world the same way as other people do. And your memory doesn't work the same way. It's one of the reasons why I get frustrated when people try to explain math to me, because they seem to think I don't understand how math works because I can't do head math quickly. It's like, I do so many things. My brain goes 100 miles a minute. You think because I can't do one thing super fast, I don't understand how math works all of a sudden? Like, I don't understand subtraction? Like, no, I understand how subtraction works. I can't do it in my head very easily because I haven't found a good trick for doing it in my head very easily, or I have to be in the right mindset to be able to do it. So it depends on what I'm up to, right? You're resting at the library? That's cool. On the other hand, though, I like when people fucking explain my own jokes to me very, very, very often. Yeah, Chesh's brain runs in circles 100 miles a minute. You reverse the implied problem order for math? Oh, that's interesting. I don't know why it's like crumbly in some spots. It's not, it's also like kind of sticky in some spots that I don't think it's supposed to be. Like it's still a little damp. I'm not sure. I'd rather it not be like that, but I don't know if there's anything I can do about that. Because it's also kind of cracking. I'll get this right one day. You think that's not enough water? Hawkskull, what should I do about my clump of dough? You're the expert. Meanwhile, I cannot comprehend the aphantasia works. Yeah. Add the crumbly bits to the sticky bits. I'm doing my... Oh, so it just needs to be, like, kneaded longer, basically. Because there's also, like, a bunch of dry stuff still in the bowl. Let's just get this all more clumped in the middle and put it back under our thingy-madoodly. Alright, back under the hooks it goes. So, the way I found... Oh, that's gonna struggle. Yeah, we're gonna let the dough relax once we're done kneading it. Okay, so the way I found to explain the way my mind thinks. No, dumpling dough. We're making dumplings. So the way I found to explain sort of the way my mind works is by saying, all right, if you give me a piece of information, my mind then, like, creates bubbles of things and Venn diagrams. And, like, so if somebody says, so my mom the other day, I go, okay, mom, family members, other family members, town the mother lives in, da-da-da-da, like, all, like, just, like, a fact sheet of information about this person and their common relations and what their general behaviors are and what they're up to. So if somebody's mom, like, I don't know, goes to the bar on a regular basis, I'm like, okay, this person, this bar, that person, same bar, da-da-da, and my brain just balloons into, like, all of these bubbles of information. So, like, this is just how I visualize it for people. Because if you don't, as somebody, like, I don't visualize it that way, obviously, because I can't. But, like, I found that seems to be the best way people sort of understand what I'm talking about. So if, like, if Rez says something, right, my fact sheet about information I know about Rez pops up. So now I have all of the information that I know about Rez off the top of my head, and then if I'm thinking about it longer, I'll add some things to it. So somebody says, so Rez the other day, I'm like, okay, Rez, I know this, and this, was talking to this person, I go, okay, this person, this. About this topic, I go, okay, I know this about this topic, and how it relates to these people, and what their thought processes are in general, and da-da-da-da-da-da. And this is all, like, right away. This is not, like, I don't spend time thinking out loud, right? Like, this all happens, like, instantaneously. So it's just like this. And so, and this is how, like, the way my brain sort of functions. So, for example, like, if somebody says, oh, hey, Aaron. And I'm like, okay, this person is telling me about that person. So I have this information about this person in the context, and I know what they know about this thing. I know this person and what they're talking about and how it relates to this person, and here's like 3 years worth of history. And I'm just like, I understand. I know where we're at. And that's like the way my brain works. So it gets like a little bit, sometimes it gets tiring sometimes. But that's like the best way I can explain the way my mind works. So when people are like explaining something to me, I'm just like conceptualizing all this shit. Dapper hasn't realized he's like 30 minutes behind yet. He'll figure it out. How do you gauge your thought? How do you gauge someone's thought process? Experience in talking with them. So you don't have to know somebody very well to make like basically just a brief judgment. Now, don't be judgy, right? There's a difference between being judgmental and making a judgment call in your head about like just to, as like a generalization about the person you're interacting with, because you're doing that regardless. The problem is when you're doing that and then using your preconceived notions and prejudice about whatever you've judged that person on to make decisions about them, right? You want me to give assessments on people? No, you don't. You don't want me to do that. That's not a good time. Yeah, these are just like rough, like profile information. Dapper's watching back in the Cretaceous period, yeah. And like, and so because my mind works that quickly on those pieces of information, then it lets me make decisions really quickly about how to interact with whomst I'm interacting. It lets me do that really, really fast. So sometimes it takes time to figure out how you should interact with people. And who you should be interacting with and why. Hey, look, it just made a hole. I'm making a donut, apparently. I mean, that's kind of cool, but it's not what I want. Oh no, it's gonna split it into two. There! What are you doing? Oh my god. Jesus Christ. This thing's chaotic as fuck. Ah! Loosen the flour at the edges? Oh, maybe. Ow! Maybe. I bonked my back on the door. No, I don't generally make judgment calls that way. I recognize people. It's not the way my. There are once in a while I'll recognize somebody that way, but not very often. This thing is having a hard time. I did this the other day and it worked out way better, but I wasn't totally happy with the dough. gonna lose a finger to this thing. I don't know why it ramps up like that either. Because it ramps up and then spins down, and it's like really fucking stupid. Alright, time to get my hands back in here. Alright, what were you saying? What were you asking me? Oh, it's this jabroni in chat again. Very rarely do I make that assessment. It comes up sometimes. Like, once in a while, that's a thing. But, like, I'm also not, like... I usually only think that for people who are, like, purposefully being annoying pieces of shit. Not people who are just having a good time in chat and goofing around, right? I don't... Like, that's not a... I don't think there's anybody in my chat right now, like, that I see on any kind of regular basis that I'm like, oh, this fucking guy. You know what I mean? Like, it's not really... Because, like, if that starts happening, I usually just stop interacting with that person. Or interacting with them like that is part of the joke. Alright, I'm gonna leave this to rest for, like, a little bit, and we'll see how it goes. We'll come back to it. I'll put a timer for, like, 30 minutes. 30. There we go. So, like, very rarely is that, like, a thing that I worry about. But that's, like, also, like, part of how you deal with online social interactions, right? I usually roll my eyes when people get, like, when people are self-imploding. When people are self-imploding, like, all on their own and expecting, like, everybody else to give a shit. That's when I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, like, nobody's gonna care. And it's just like, you did it to yourself, you stupid, stupid piece of shit. You know what I mean? Like, you can't be mad at other people for that. I'm usually actually not worried about whatever memes people are making. I'm very rarely bothered by that kind of thing. I don't really understand why other people get mad about that. Am I in the implosion category? No, I don't think so. I wouldn't put you in the implosion category. The implosion category is usually when somebody's getting along relatively fine. Maybe there's some bumps around, like, getting along with other people. Maybe they've gotten into a couple of arguments. But then, like, they get so up their ass about, like, how self-important they are that they then sort of expect everybody else to just cater to whatever stupid thing they're going through right at that time, and then they get mad when people don't, and then they blame everybody else around them as if, like, they fucking matter. That's the kind of implosion I'm talking about. Having, like, a hard time or being stressed out, and maybe needing, like, a little bit more positive social feedback during those times, I don't view as like a self-implosion. I view that as you're putting in an effort to try to help yourself, right? And, like, you may or may not feel good about it, and you may or may not be successful at that point in time, but to me, that is indicative of somebody doing their best to try to integrate and operate in a society and figuring out how they function. So making mistakes and getting into fights is, like, not implosion to me. You're not as important as you think you are. It's your own project. Yeah, check yourself before you wreck yourself, basically. So, like, if you find that you're getting, like, really frustrated in a conversation, understand that that's a you thing, right? You're the one getting frustrated. You're the one getting angry. You're the one who probably needs to step back. That's a you thing, because other people aren't going to do that for you, right? It's not other people's jobs to curate your online experience on your behalf. If you don't like the space, then that's fine. Then go find a better space or something that suits you better. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. That's great. Do that thing. That's healthy. That's normal, because you're not going to fit in every single space, because not every single space is going to cater to you, and not every single space is built for you. So you got to find spaces and try different spaces until you find one that does, or do what I did and make your own. Dapper's gonna think I'm ignoring him, which is super funny. He's almost caught up to the point where he'll realize that he's way behind. I could DM him, but I'm not going to. I'm usually very important. I'm in my nightly dreams. Yeah, you're important, and you should be important to you. But if you're going to like expect that everybody else is going to treat you as if you're more important than they are, you shouldn't expect that. That's not a reasonable expectation to have. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's a matter, you should treat yourself well and you should care about yourself, but you temper your expectations when you're dealing with other people. Like, other people can't just drop everything they're doing to deal with whatever thing might be upsetting you at that, or whatever person might be upsetting you at that time. You're an adult, right? And people are going to expect you to be an adult. I have this habit with the way I sort of run my online space, and it is, if you have an issue, I'm not going to treat you like you're an invalid. If you're an adult, I'm still going to treat you like you're an adult. If you're a child, I'm going to kick you out. Don't be here. This is not a place for children. Well, how did you find this place? Go away. Chesh is nicer to Trump voters than I am. Hey, Magicus. Right? So you've got to temper yourself a little bit. And, like, again, check yourself before you wreck yourself. If you're finding you're regularly getting upset in social interactions, it might be worth your time to analyze those social interactions. And I mean, like, in a healthy way. I mean, like, go back and reread and find the thing that actually made you upset, and then go look at another one and see and compare the two interactions and see if there's a through line as to what is upsetting you. And then find out, is this something that you can control or something that other people are doing to you? And in that case, you get like a third party to be like, hey, can you read this over and take a look at da-da-da-da-da-da, right? So I'm willing, like, the way I work my space is I'm willing to walk people through these interactions if that has happened, but I'm not going to bend over backwards and chase people around. You're adults. If you don't want to be here, fine, but I'm not going to fucking run around the clipboard in a crayon and being like, hey, what the fuck? Yeah, Rez is right. What I'm describing is introspection. Yeah. I think we tell people to like self-reflect and introspect, but I think a lot of institution doesn't really tell you how to do that and how to do it effectively. So one of it sort of depends on your learning style and how good you are at like compartmentalizing yourself out of a situation to be able to analyze it. Some people can't. Some people will reread the same conversation and get mad at the exact same spot and feel just as mad the second time and third time and fourth time they've read the conversation. So that's going to be useless to you. That's not going to help you at all. So you have to get like another person, and it has to be somebody you trust and somebody you're actually going to listen to and not get mad at. But that takes effort, right? My problem is I often can't stop. Can't stop what? Like stop the conversation once you're in it? At that point, they should probably stop reading the conversation. It depends on what you're trying to do. If you're trying to practice, like, disassociating a little bit to be able to, like, objectively or, like put yourself in a different mindset when you're reading it, if you're trying to practice that, then you might want to continue reading, and you might want to continue reading it multiple times to try to learn how to separate that out, right? But that's like, you need to be doing it with that in mind. Like, that is your goal. That's what you're up to, right? So it's not, oh, you're not good at stopping self-reflecting. You're self-reflecting all of the time. Are you? Or are you, because is what you're doing self-reflecting, or is what you're doing like actually just bullying yourself? Because I see people say that they're like really, really hyper analytical, or they're really, really picky about their own behavior and replaying things in their head all the time. But you're not reflecting on those things. You're just torturing yourself. And that's like, and there's reasons why you may or may not do this. I'm not saying you're invalid for doing it. There's a mindset you can get caught up in. But sometimes that's just like, you're just steeping in, and it makes you, well at that point you're like doing this like self-soothing slash self, you're turning yourself into a victim of a situation, right? Which is like, there's a word that I'm looking for, but it's not it's like the opposite of aggrandizing, but like you're not shrinking yourself, but you're like, what's the word that I'm, yeah, you're not actually, you're at that point you're not actually reflecting on yourself. You're just, in a way, like you're just abusing yourself at that point, right? Like, because you're reflecting, you're replaying the same things, and you're hyper analyzing things because you're looking for like some kind of validation, and you're not getting it, right? You're not getting that validation because you're not able to give it to yourself, right? Whatever, but you need to learn what it is you're looking for. How should I differentiate between self-reflecting and self-bullying? How productive is what you're doing? If you find that you can't stop, then you are not reflecting anymore. Remuneration might, rumination, no, that's not the word I'm looking for. Yeah, constructive versus destructive criticism, right? It's fine if you replay something in your head and you feel embarrassed about it. Yeah, fine, okay, that's the thing that happens. But if you're finding yourself like you're just replaying the same thing over and over and over and over again, it's not helpful, right? You're not helping yourself in any regard, right? So at that point, the struggle is you need to find a stop clock, a thought stopping cliche at that point. You need to build one for yourself. So, and that's not an easy thing to do. So at that point, what I would look for, if it were me, it's not me, so this is just, take it as you will. Megan Fox's Giant Boob, who's been a member for 16 months, the Gooblin intern, thank you so much for your service in the cheese mines. Basically, what you need to do is prioritize what it is you want. Like, there's a reason your brain is doing this, and you need to find out why. Like, why is your brain doing this thing? And if you're caught in this cycle and you realize that you're caught but you can't stop, write it down or make a mental note of like what it is you're upset about, how many times you repeated it, and why you think you're stuck. Why do you think you're stuck in this one thing? What is it about this one thing? Because you won't do it with every single thing. It's not going to be every single social interaction, right? Part of self-reflection is learning something about yourself. If you're not learning anything about yourself and you're just punishing yourself, then you're not learning anything, and it's not productive, and it's not really reflection anymore, right? You're not introspecting about your thing, you're just beating yourself up. It often comes down to a question of, quote, is this behavior that I'm expecting of others unreasonable? Do I need to reassess whether holding people to my own standards is asking too much in the situation? Okay, that's great. That's fantastic. Thank you. That gives me that gives me the exact amount of context that I need to be able to like give you a better answer. Write down what your standards are. Do you know what your standards are for other people? Have the other people agreed to your standards, and do those people know what your standards and your expectations are? Right? Because if other people have agreed to those terms, you've set them, you're able to lay them out and set them out and say, hey, this is what I expect. And they go, okay, cool, I can work with that. Or they go, this thing is a little bit unreasonable. Right? And then you can discuss and you can work with that person from there. But if you can't write your expectations down and your standards down in any like a communicative way, then you can't expect anybody to read your mind. You can't. There are like general social expectations, but you can write those down, right? You can figure out what social expectations are. It takes a lot of analytics, it takes a lot of practice, it takes a lot of like social knowledge, but you can do it, right? Can anyone figure why my brain just had me scroll back through? Oh, sorry. Scroll back through an old art archive to find an artist name just so I can tease Chesh by asking whether she wants a portrait by that artist. Because you thought it would be funny, and funny is a good brain chemical. My your glasses are pretty on you. Oh, thank you. These ones are very, very old. I need new ones. I gotta get the glass replaced. And honestly, I just need new glasses. These are starting to fall apart. But I can't find any that are the right shape. So yeah, you can't, one of the things that I think people don't grasp very easily or very well, or they don't find it intuitively, is that you can't expect anybody else to understand you if you can't understand yourself. If you don't understand yourself, how can you possibly communicate with other people effectively? Can I get lenses in the old frames? Yes, but these are very old frames and they're kind of falling apart. They're sort of cracking and falling apart at the seams, so I kind of need new frames too. And so like it might be the expectation that you have might not be an unreasonable expectation, but it might be unreasonable to expect somebody to know what the expectation is if you can't communicate it, right? Because there's levels to this. So you could say you're beating yourself up because and you're trying to figure out like, is my standard unreasonable? Maybe the standard isn't unreasonable, but the other person doesn't even know the standard exists. So if the other person doesn't know the standard exists, they can't possibly be consistently abide by it. If they're abiding by it, it's incidental. It's not intentional, right? This is why the majority of people suck at communicating. Yes, because they don't understand themselves. And if you don't understand yourself, you can't be expected to communicate with other people. You can't expect anybody else to understand you if you don't. It's the same reason why, like, if you can't laugh at yourself, you have no right laughing at anybody else. One example is that for a while my friends were upset that I didn't want to play certain board games. So when I started doing it to appease them, now it's, you're not having enough fun doing it. Okay, well, yeah, no, they're right to be irritated at you for just coming and being a party pooper, right? You're not having fun, you're not engaging because you're just dragging your feet and you are then going and making yourself the problem. Now, that's not always a bad thing, right? Going and ruining everybody else's good time because they forced you to do something that you didn't want to do is valid. Like this, you can do that, but what you want is you want to do that intentionally, not accidentally. And you did it accidentally because you were like, okay, fine, I'm gonna appease you and I'm gonna do this thing. But is that really a good attitude to go and hang out with your friends to play games where they're expecting to have fun? No, you're a party pooper. But now they're like, oh, you're a party pooper, and you're like, I'm not being a party pooper on purpose. And it's like, yeah, but you are. So yeah, though your friends shouldn't be forcing you to play a board game you don't want to play. Right? Yeah. No, they shouldn't be mad at you. But you can't you went there knowing you were gonna be a party pooper, and now you're mad at them for saying that you're being a party pooper for the wrong reason. Right? So like what you want to do is you want to use that as you want to do this intentionally instead of act incidentally, because there's nothing wrong with what you done, and there's nothing wrong with you being upset about it. But if you did it intentionally, then you'd be able to make it incredibly clear that like, yeah, I didn't want to be here and play this game because I didn't fucking want to, and you guys made me be here, and now you're mad that I'm not the right kind of having a good time because I'm not here. I didn't want to do this in the first place. And then they have to be like, oh, well, shit. Right? So, like, there's nothing wrong with making yourself be the problem, but you will need to do it intentionally as a way to communicate instead of as a way that ends up just being destructive to your social circle, right? So let's pretend for a second you have no control over these other people forcing you to do this thing, right? Isn't that also a little bit of gaslighting? A little bit, yeah. You went there. They won't listen to you, right? You're like, I don't want to play this game. I'd rather play a different board game. You know, you guys are going to make me come over and play this game. I'm going to come over and visit, and you're going to force me to sit through and play this game. And you've made that clear to them, and they're just sticking to their guns, right? We're going to take out that's the context we're going to work under. And so you go knowing you're going to be a spoil sport, knowing that you're not able to find a way to have a good time playing this game, right? So you have all the power in that situation because you're still you, and you know they want you to be there, right? They care about you. They want you to be involved, and they want you to be having a good time. They're not necessarily expressing it in a very productive way or a way that benefits you or in a way that you appreciate, but that does seem to be what they want, right? You don't want to play a specific game, but they're like, no, we want you to play. We want you to play this game in particular. We want you to be there, and we want you to have a good time, right? These are all things that you've expressed. Now, if you take that back and they're like, you're not having a good time, and they're upset that you're not having a good time, you're taking that as a slight against you, when what your friends are communicating to you is that they want you to have fun interacting with them in this game that they're playing. They want you involved. They care about you, and they care about the time that you're having. They might not be expressing it very well, and it might be coming across as like, wow, why are you being such a dick and not having a good time playing this game we all like? Which is that's not good communication skills. So your friends are not communicating in a very effective way that's actually going to properly express what they're actually trying to say, right? So you have to break it down from this whole other fucking situation. Now, if there is no way you can possibly have fun playing this game, you can go and hang out and entertain yourself in other ways, or you could just straight up be like, okay, no, I can't play this game. This game pisses me off and I fucking hate it. Then just say that. Just be like, listen, you know what? I tried. All right, guys, I tried. I hung out. I tried to play this fucking game. I hate this fucking game. You guys are great. I'm sorry. I'm just going to be a party pooper every time we play this game. I'm not playing this fucking game. Right? And then you just don't. And then you're just like, I'll find another game to play with you guys, and then be proactive and go find another game. Right? There's tons of ways to handle the situation, but the question is what part of that are you getting in your head about? Are you getting in your head that you're getting annoyed that they're annoyed because you did the annoying thing because they were doing the annoying thing? They were annoying, so you were annoying in return, and now both of you are mad at each other for being annoying? Right? Everyone's being annoying. And now you're all mad. Now, this is the kind of stuff that can burn down friendships, right? It absolutely can, because nobody is effectively communicating worth a shit. You know what I mean? And so, sometimes it just takes a third party to be like, so you know your friends care about you and want you to play games with them, right? And you're like, then why are they being mean to me? It's like, because you're being a dick about it. It's like, but they were dicks to me. Yeah, they were. An extra layer of fun nuance is that part of the reason they wanted me to play is so they had enough people showing up regularly to do it, and now my lack of participation hinders that. Yeah, valid. Yeah, so you gotta make a decision. Do you want to suck it up and actually try to have a good time playing the game? Or do you want to be like, no, I can't fucking do this. And then not. And just be like, no. And then you got to stick to your guns and be like, I don't like this game. I tried it. I don't like it. You don't like when I'm playing. Find a different person. And then you just stick to your guns about it, right? Yeah, it's a them problem. That's why I didn't like. I don't think I would enjoy TTRPGs. I did one Discord D&D and thought it was boring. Discord D&D, I don't like online D&D very much. I want to be miserable. That's why I play TTRPGs with Chesh. Yeah, no, valid. Sometimes that's the fun. Why do you think I play League of Legends? Just so I can rage. So I can rage in a place where I'm allowed to be a fucking shitter. You know what I mean? I'm like, I'm not gonna fucking. I'm just gonna ruin someone's game and maybe their night, but that's a them problem. Don't worry, Chesh. I'll show up at your funeral knowing I could have changed that outcome. I love that shit. That's so good. Sometimes when people are too much of a dick, I view that as an opening to say something back. Well, yeah, sometimes that's valid, but if they're being a dick and your response to them is to be a dick, you don't get to pretend you weren't also being a dick, right? So the point is to do it intentionally, to know that that's what you're doing, and understand the response you're going to get. If somebody's being a dick to you and you be a dick back, do you think they're gonna not be a dick? Like, do you think they're not gonna get mad at or irritated at you? You're already irritated at them for being a dick. If they were valid for being irritated at you for being a dick, why wouldn't they be validated in being irritated that you're being a dick? If you say that hanging out with your friends to play a game is so unfun and they're so shitty to be around that you phrase I like that playing this game with you guys is bad for my mental health and you make like that, yeah, your friends are going to be like, "What the fuck?" Your friends are absolutely gonna be like, "Whoa, oh, we're that bad. Fuck off, then." You know what I mean? Like, this is just escalating shittiness. I worry I do it in too many situations. Well, take a tally. Every time you feel that way and you do it, make a note. If you're doing it so often, then guess what? You're just a dick. You know what I mean? You're not, if you're doing it at basically any opportunity, then at that point, you're not just being a dick that one time. You are a dick. And so you need to like accept that about yourself and then decide what you want to do about it. To be fair, his friends may just be cunts. Yeah, that's also possible. Like, you might just need it. You and your friend group just might not be compatible. That's totally valid. But I'm operating under the assumption that your friends aren't just complete douchebags. Which could be the case, I don't know. The question is are they actually just filling a spot? Or are they like more asking you to do them a favor to fill the spot? And yada yada yada. Like, there's a lot of nuance to that has to do with like personal interactions and stuff like that. I think it's better with some of them because we do other stuff like playing pool, but a few of them I now rarely seen since. I mean, yeah, maybe you just weren't that compatible with those people, and that's fine. There's no walking away from a situation is an adult thing to do and totally valid. My standard is people being mean in a way that is not debatable. That's a matter of perspective, though, right? Especially on an individual basis. I've been mean to people in a way that is not debatable. Like, no, I said that thing, and that thing was mean, and it was deliberate. I've deliberately been mean to people and made sure those people knew I was being deliberately mean to them. That's the thing that people don't really understand about the way my thought process works is I am very, very curated. If I did it, it's intentional. Like, everything is intentional. I was gonna say everyone has different tolerances for certain behaviors. That's not going to be an objective standard. Yeah, you have to decide about like what's your principle on the matter. Where do you fall? Where do you want to be? Where do you want to stand? I've hung out with with people doing shit I don't really care to do very much because I just enjoy the people's company enough. That like I enjoy their company. Their company supersedes whatever thing that they're doing that I don't particularly like. Right? Like I like hanging out with my mom. I don't really like fucking throwing bocce balls and I don't really like throwing sandbags around, but I will play throwing sandbags around with my mom because I want to hang out with my mom. And hanging out with my mom supersedes throwing a beanbag around. Like I don't care. Like I'm not gonna be that annoyed, you know what I mean? I'm very much like that too. Chances are, if I do something, there's a reason for both why and how I've been doing it. Sure, can you communicate it though? And are you doing it? There might be a how and why. There's usually a how and why for everybody. The question is do you know the how and why ahead of time, or is this something fucking happening after the fact? Right? Are you figuring out what you're doing ahead of time, or are you retroactively justifying a behavior you already participated in? I'm gonna go get another beer. And the only reason I say that is because that's really, really important. Because if you're retroactively justifying it, then and you're getting a response, and then you're using that response to be defensive about whatever it is that's going on, then you're doing it back. You're doing it the opposite way of what you want to be doing it as. Hello, thank you. Yes, Giga Brain. It's big brain time. Like I said at the beginning of the stream, I streamed today. I took my sweet time getting on to stream today because I was in a shit mood, and I knew I was gonna be in a shit mood. And I'm like, oh, I gotta like shift my brain around a little bit, and I gotta scramble it a bit before I actually go and do these things. Because if we try to have this conversation and I'm in a shit mood and I can't control what I'm saying and how I'm saying it because I'm in a shit mood, then it's not gonna be a good time for anybody, right? Majority of people never get beyond a how level, which is very much surface level reasoning, and the why. The why level is where the true understanding begins. Yeah. Why are we portrait? Because you're on my phone. Hello. I still don't know how you're always in sweats. Oh, these are really thin. These are not like these are super super thin. They're not like proper sweatpants. They're more just like they're just fabric pants as opposed to sweatpants. How is the mood now? I'm okay. I'm still not in a great mood. Like I'm still not in a very good mood, but like having other things to think, because I am very very good at compartmentalizing. I can take my mood, put it in a box, and put it over there, and whatever's bothering me can go over there for now as I deal with someone else's problem. Dealing with somebody else's problem is one of the best ways for me to get out of whatever shitty fucking brain loop I've got myself in. Why am I in a shit mood? I don't know, man. I'm just in a shit mood. Sometimes you just wake up on the wrong side of the bed. Like, I know the things that are irritating me. As to why I'm in a shit mood about it, I don't really know. Post mood blues. But if you're stuck in a mind, if you're stuck in a loop, then you need to build yourself in like a thought stopping cliche. So like you need to Pavlov yourself basically. So the way you do, and you can do this a couple of different ways. You can train yourself to be happy at a certain taste or a certain sound or a certain smell. Smells are really good for this. So like for example, if you're in like a really good mood, light a specific candle. And then after you've lit that candle every time you're in a good mood for like a year, when you're in a bad mood, light that candle. It will make you feel better. If you want, I've done this to myself. I did this to myself when I was like 12. I picked. Sometimes I get like food cravings because I'm of the female variety, and so sometimes I'm like, fuck, I need to eat something, and I don't know what's gonna satisfy that. And so what I did was every time I felt that way, I ordered the same fucking thing, but I never ordered that thing outside of that period of time. Right? So I always ordered that thing. And I just made sure it was like abundant. So it was like too much. And so that was intentional. So like the craving would basically go away because I just fucking overwhelmed and overstimulated what I could possibly consume. And so later when I get cravings that I can't I'm like no, I need to deal with this. I can just go and order that meal and that goes like my cravings dealt with. Done. Done, out of the way, don't even have to worry about it. Easy peasy. Just pick something good. I was like 12 and an idiot, and I picked a fucking 6-piece, 12-piece chicken nuggets with fries, a Big Mac, and a strawberry milkshake. Like, I did not choose well. Pick something better. I don't recognize, like, I don't recommend, I don't recommend that. I haven't eaten McDonald's since they were pro Israel. So I haven't had McDonald's in 2-3 years. You might be able to move out of your crappy apartment soon. Oh, congratulations. Go to sleep after I eat my dumplings. Yeah, I also am like tired. Like I only slept for like 2 hours. So that also puts me in like a little bit of a shit mood to begin with. Rob went out and saved the money for beer. Yeah, you can do that. Whatever stimulus you want to use. Smell, touch, taste. You can use a visual if you want. I find visual might be a little bit difficult. Sound. Then you can pick whatever you want. So, and you can just train yourself. So if you have like a mindset and you catch yourself in this mindset and you can come up with like a something that's going to stop you from thinking or something that you know can and will distract you, then use that and invent it. Sometimes you have to make it up, right? I avoid McDonald's out of spite because they refuse to serve me a burger at 10 a.m. after they literally tell me they serve lunch at 10 a.m. Yeah, fuck them. Spite. Yeah, no. Full spite. Full on spite. Valid. I'm with you on that. I ate super cheap instant ramen for that. Yeah. Whatever works for you, man. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Do not let anybody fucking tell you otherwise. If somebody comes up to you and says, oh, you should totally do this instead, ignore them. Be like, oh yeah, no, that's a great idea. And then do whatever you were already doing. When you find something that works, fucking stick with it. Find that sensory deprivation is calming. Yeah, if you want to go, like, one of the things that I really like doing that I like is my favorite thing and I really like about this place that I'm living now, there's no window in my bathroom. It's just a room with a light in it. And so I just turn the shower on and I turn the light off, I close the door, turn on the fan, and I just lay in the shower in the complete dark. Like, I can't see my hands in front of me. And I'm like, this is perfect. This is exactly what I want. And I just vibe. And I'm just like, because when I'm in the shower, people leave me the fuck alone. So the one time I am free from any fucking, like, I can't see anything. All I hear is the shower. All I feel is the pitter-patter of little water droplets all over. And it's just like, if I want to listen to something, I can speak to myself out loud. Nobody's watching me. I don't have to, like, be uncomfortable with whatever I'm wearing. I don't have to see anything. It's just, it's perfect. It's perfect. Yeah, Zen. It's totally Zen mode. Manager literally told me 10 a.m. and then when 10 a.m. rolled around, Flato said, no, we're not doing that. What a dick! Do you boycott all McDonald's or just that one McDonald's? I remember being I barely get Tim Hortons anymore because they could not successfully make a good bagel. And I'm like, how the fuck do you shit up a bagel? It's a bagel. All I wanted was a bagel toasted with cream cheese. How do you fuck this up? I don't know. Love being underwater. Oh my god, underwater is so good. Underwater is great. You run a bath and you just go get yourself a snorkel. It's one thing. Okay, understand. This is something that I think people don't. Doesn't come across. That people don't understand that you can literally experiment with anything. If you had a bath before and you didn't like it because it was too hot or too cold, do it again and change the temperature. And you can test out different temperatures. And you can fucking be like, oh, I like this one, or I like that one, or I like this, I don't like that one. And you can try it a couple times. And you can put bubbles, and you can put different scents and different kinds of bubbles. Just try shit differently. Just because you didn't like it as a kid, or just because you didn't like it at some point in time, doesn't mean you can't try and fuck around and find out. You can try things the same way. Like, this is the third time I'm making these fucking dumplings. And I'm still fucking them up. I'll get it right eventually, because what is it? Water and flour. I'll figure it out. So what if I get some dumplings that aren't perfect? Whatever, they're fucking dumplings. I thought I didn't like baths until I started just testing out different stuff. And I'm like, oh, wait, I don't like this, but I do like this. I can't have the water. I love the water super fucking hot in the shower. I do not like the water super fucking hot on baths. Not great. Don't like it. I haven't tried a bath in this place, but I'm not the biggest fan of the bathtub that I've got, so we'll have to work with that. But that's okay. My old house had a bath with hot tub jets in it. Oh, you had a jacuzzi. Lung damage. Yeah, that's rough. When I was young, I used to play the saxophone for 3 hours a day, every day. And then I graduated and I went and worked factory. You can imagine how much my lung capacity has dropped. I wonder if I should train that back up again. Alright, you guys want to go check on the dough and see how it's looking? I mean, the dough is functional as it is right now, right? Like, it'll work. I just didn't like that there was clumpies in it. I once imitated them, found I could from shallow to deep in the oh, that's neat. Yeah, I'm not. It's still kind of. I don't know if it's as. What do you look at this? Look, you guys. What wrong thing? Get out of here. Where's the? Oh, look at it. What do you guys think? What do you guys think of this dough? Like, it feels a little bit wet. It's supposed to be shiny. According to the recipe, it's like knead it until it's fucking shiny, and like I don't know what they mean. It doesn't feel sticky anymore though. It still feels kind of wet, but it's not sticky now. Like, you can see it's not coming off on my hands at all. One third of your left lung is just scar tissue. Oh no, the crumbs are from before, not that. Yeah, don't worry about that. It's not leaving crumbs behind anymore. It's not really crumbly either. All right, fuck it. We're gonna work with this. Where's my? I spilled flour on the floor. Don't worry about it. So my mom got me this. This is heavy. Spoon. This is a cast iron tortilla maker. You make tortillas with it. So what you do is you put it on the stove, you heat the stove up, then you put your tortilla, like you get this heated up, you put a little bit of oil on it, and then you fucking get your dough and you press it, because I make my own tortillas. But I found out if you dust it with some flour, and now I'm going to get more flour all over the place, don't worry about it, it's fine. I'm making a mess. You can dust it, and you can take this dough over here, dump that out. Well, let me just fucking get out of my way. Nonsense. I'm gonna cut this real quick. Ta-da! Okay. So it's cut up. I'm gonna cut it more because I don't like it being this size. Let me go get the thing, actually, so I don't have to hold the phone. Orange Dot, who's been a member for 4 months at Googlin Intern. Thank you very much. I greatly appreciate that. I do a lot of work, and I appreciate when people decide to help me live my life. Okay. Here we go. All right. So I'm going to turn these into a ball on its own, right? You do that. There we go. So we're going to turn this into a ball on its own, and then I'm going to cut it again, because these are too big. So I've actually now cut it into quarters, because, like, I did this by cutting them in half again, and I still thought they came out too big. But I'm going to just knead these together until they're smooth. And, oh, sorry, I'm actually going to throw these into a bowl and cover them so they don't get dried out while I'm doing this. Where'd my... Oh, there it is. And then, because this is so good... Oh, hey, Landon, how's it going? So because this is so good, check this out. We slap that in the middle. Bring that down. Push it down with this. Hey, it's a perfect circle, and it's like the right thickness and everything for the dumpling. Look, it's perfect. Isn't that amazing? Look at it. I'm so happy. Bro, guys, I don't know what to tell you, but I'm an absolute knob and a dipshit. So, like, this being able to function this way is the fact that I'm, like, I can't roll worth a shit. It's a perfect little circle, but the only thing is like, they get stuck really easily because of the type of dough it is. So, like, if I was cooking, this wouldn't stick and I wouldn't need as much flour. But that is also because I also did not use any, I didn't... So, like, I've cured it, like, this has already been cured, but because I'm not heating anything up or putting any additional oil or butter or anything on it, these stick a little bit, so, and, like, I'm not making them, like, you could spend some time and make them, like, even thinner if you wanted to. We're making dumplings! Isn't that great? And then, like, this gives us the opportunity to knead the dough to the, like, amount that we want. So, like, because I said the dough was still, like, a little bit clumpy, because I've made them into smaller little balls, I can knead that away and make it a little bit better. And, like, if you want to make them, like, a little bit less sticky, you can use if you're worried about it sticking, you can use the cornstarch, or you can put a little bit of extra dough on the little dudes. If you're a heavier person or a bigger, stronger man or individual than I am, you can get these way thinner if you want them to be. Can I do more than one? I might be able to. We can try. Let's give it a shot. What's the worst that could happen? We fuck it up? That's fine. Who cares? Alright, let's go throw one there. Let's grab another one of these. So I'm going to grab another chunk here, and we're going to cut this into smaller pieces. Because like this, so they see the size difference. I'm going to try and get this roughly the same size, because that piece was smaller. That last one I cut into quarters. This is what I'm only going to cut in half. Let's see if we can do 3. I think 3, I think we can fit 3. I don't know if we can do 4, but 3 I think we can get away with. Let's give it a shot. Oh, one started sticking out a little bit. Hey! Look at that! Bro dumplings! Hell yeah! Anyway, I hope my tangents and rants have helped you understand yourself a little bit better and helped you understand like how to communicate with people better. I think if you're really struggling with introspective behaviors versus like self deprecation and trying to ride that line, if you have people like if you have people in your life that are a support group for you that you can trust, you need to like be very, very open with them about what you're trying to do and what you need, and let them have some input on how to help. But I cannot stress enough that this needs to be people that you trust and people who you like know care about you, and or like even a professional. If you can be like, listen, this is what I'm struggling with and that I don't really understand. Do you have any tools or practices or things that I can do that will help me cope with this particular issue? And it is a particular issue. And keep in mind that therapists and people who work in that industry are not omnipotent. And like if somebody thinks you're like, I don't know, like you don't get along with your therapist, right? Because like your therapist is a person too, and you might not be compatible. So it's also press the level with my foot. Oh, you want me to try? Okay, hold on. Can you see the floor? Oh. I did my best. Moment of truth. Nah, they're still about the same. I don't think that's any better. I think I would, if I wanted them to be thinner, I'd have to try really hard. I mean, you can also get them into this shape and then roll them out from here. If you wanted them thinner. But I'm actually really happy with this size. And then you can, like, push them out a little bit when you scoop your stuff in. Am I hand shaping or do I have a dumpling press? I have a tortilla press that I am using as a dumpling press. Because I have a giga brain. I'm a genius. Get the heaviest book I have. I mean, I could legit just stand on it. It's not like it'll break. Check it out. Okay, I'll be back in 1 second. Uno momento, por favor. Oh, hello, I'm back. Thank you for telling me I was muted. Thank you. Well, do you guys want to see the dumplings I made last time? Like a couple of days ago, I made all the chicken. So I ran out of. I didn't have any garlic. The dumplings are relatively good. The dough isn't. I'm not super happy with the dough, which is why I'm doing it again this time and doing it a little bit differently. But here's the ones I made last time. And as you can see, they're really big, and the insides are really, or the dough is really thick. And so I wanted thinner, smaller ones this time. I also, when I made a turkey, which I burned myself on, but I made turkey, and now I've made a bunch of vegetable turkey stock. So now I've been freezing them into little pucks. Looks like some pizza boxes I got at Costco. Hey, yeah, you could totally use this dough for other things. Like this dough recipe, I'm using it for dumplings, but that doesn't mean you have to. You can use it for something else if you want. Totally valid. You can make these into little pizzas if you wanted to. How's my burn? I don't know if you guys can see it. Like that. It's actually healing pretty good, in my humble opinion. I'm not sure, but I don't feel 4 didn't feel good. 4 didn't feel good. I like 3. 3 at a time is good. That looks pretty nasty. Yeah, it was a pretty bad burn. I had to pop the blister on it and let it drain like 3 times, 4 times. And one of the times I got to let it drain was like a week and a half later, which is pretty bad. I probably should have gone and gotten some proper stuff for it, but I didn't. So, oh well. I was busy. I was busy with other things. You'll also notice that these are peeling off really well. Last time I was struggling with them sticking really bad, but this time not so much. So the dough is definitely better this time, and it's not as clumpy as I thought it was going to be. We did a good job. And demonetized, yeah, I know, right? Yeah. This is an entirely fan-funded channel, so if you like what I do here and want to help us out, super chat and become a member, or join the Patreon. Boiling hot ramen that spilled on me. I had boiling hot turkey juice. Boiling hot turkey juice. I had a whole room full of big, strong men, and who was lifting the turkey out of the oven and trying to move the turkey onto a cutting board? This guy. Fucking hell, man. Whoops. Fucking hell, man. I got gotted. I got gotted by a fucking turkey, brother. Bro. These ones are going to be small. That's okay. I'm going to put the bigger one in so we can see the size difference. I wonder if, like, doing one of these will make it, like, thinner. I don't know. Pop. So there's a size difference, if you're curious. I got a couple that'll be a little bit smaller. I don't hate that. That's fine with me. Snack sized. I think snack size is acceptable. Man, it is taking me way less flour this time than it did last time. Holy moly. As long as I keep the pinhole clean and the pop is sticking plaster over it until it's healed. I didn't use any... Yeah, I didn't do that. I did puncture it. So I punctured the blister, let it drain, and then slapped a bunch of... I've been just spamming aloe vera at it. But I made sure it was clean and stuff, and I disinfected and everything, so I think I did a pretty good job. I don't think there's a whole lot outside of getting actual proper burn cream. I don't think there's much anybody else would have been able to do for me. So even if I went to the hospital or went and got extra help or anything, it was... I also don't fucking care about myself. It's fine. I can't be bothered. What am I gonna get? Little bit of scars on my tum-tum? Oh no. The horror. The shock. Whatever shall I do? So if you're really worried about these sticking, you see how I've got this on here? You could do one of these and get it a little bit more coated. But... Does the scar hurt when I go to the shower? No, it doesn't. Not right now. It really didn't hurt at all when I got it, and then it bothered me, a couple of days later, and then only for only for a little bit, and then it stopped. It's been fine ever since. You guys don't need to worry about me. I'm okay. I'm alright. I appreciate that you guys are concerned, though. See, look, I got little tiny ones. Extra smalls. I'm going to put the extra smalls here, off to the side instead of with the bigger ones. So that way they can, I can have side options later. I'm going to make all these. I'm going to freeze them. I'm going to take them on vacation with me. This one needs a little bit more kneading to it. Some of these need, a little bit more love than others. How many do I plan on making? As many as the amount of dough I got makes. I have a whole tub, so I'm gonna try to get all that together. I'm probably gonna make a couple right now so we can see how they turned out. Last burn scar was right around the time you got yours. Oh no. Burn band-aids? That's cool. I've never heard of that. Are they some of those medicated slow-release band-aids? I've heard of those. I don't know, YouTube wants longer content and likes vertical for some reason, so you just guys are gonna hang out with me until I'm done making fucking dumplings. And you're gonna like it. Look at how good this content is. Look at this free shit. You're getting hungry. Valid. I'm hungry too. I want to eat these dumplings. Wait until I start getting, the good shit in here. I got chicken. I forgot to add sesame seed oil to it when I made the first batch, so I'm going to fix that with the next batch. Alright, this is the last chunk. I'm only going to cut this chunk in half so I get 3 more so it's nice and even, but honestly, I feel like I should, this is kind of, this one's a little bit bigger, but not enough to cut it, right? Let's just do 2 more, it's fine. Pa-dow! Look at how easy that is to get them the right size. Isn't that great? This one's kind of big. These are big ones. Alright, so that's done. We can put this off to the side and we can wash it later. So we got these tiny dumplings. Let's like the tiny dumplings first. And I have this bowl. I'm just going to throw them in this bowl. It's just an empty bowl. There's nothing going on. Here is the chicken. So this is ground chicken, minced onions, a little bit of grated ginger, a little bit of soy sauce. I didn't have any garlic. And cabbage. Oh, this got some sugar in it. And I have this spoon. It's a teaspoon from David's Tea. And I'm going to use that. I'm just going to dry this off. Go out and find a patch of Himalayan balsam. Ooh. Would that be good? Is that good? I don't know if that's good. Ta-da! That's too big. So we're going to cut this in half. And that should be about the right size. So now we get to decide on if we want to do foldy dumplings or if we want to do twisty dumplings. So we can do, if we do the twisty dumplings, we gotta like do one of these and like scoop it around. We're gonna have to stretch this up a little bit on the edges. And then we're gonna have to shove that in there. I don't like these ones as much. They're also a little bit harder to do. And then I did a terrible job, so that one's not going to work. So what we're going to do instead is we're going to fold it in half. And we're just going to crinkle it. Push that down on the top. First really ugly dumpling done. Boop. So normally what I like to do is I get like a... I'm just going to stretch these up a little bit. These ones are like a little bit too small for the amount I'm scooping here. Get in there. There we go. So sometimes they're going to come out better than others, but that's okay. I'm going to get a little bit of water. We're going to have to put a little bit less in these. So we're going to stretch these. And usually I get like a little bit of water. Just on your finger, and then you just rim the outside. Take your scooper. Now I know that I need way less than I was putting in. Because my scooper's too big. Even that was too much. Fuck. These are so tiny. I made little baby dumplings for ants. Oh no. Low key, maybe I should roll them out and make them thinner. There we go. These are gonna explode. Dumplings with rice or like veggie on the side is definitely enough to fill me up. Definitely, definitely, definitely. I don't need a whole ton of these. I'm very small. I don't eat a ton. So now I just gotta get, the amount correct. And that's like the hardest part. Is like trying to get the right amount in the dumpling. There we go. That was the right amount. I need a P.O. box list. What's a P.O.? What do you mean? A dumpling press? Ooh. A dumpling press? What? Why? Is the dumpling press better than the taco? I mean, I guess to be fair, technically. It has to be, right? Like for dumplings. Or do you mean like you fold it and like it presses the dumpling together for you? Because I kind of don't want that. Because like I kind of want to do it. You know what I mean? You guys ever get stuff like that where you're like, listen, I know I could get something to do this for me, but I want to learn how to do it better. This is my 3rd time doing this. And I'm getting better. See? I'm improving. If I just get a thing that does it for me, I'm never going to learn how to do it very well. Yeah, rice is really good. Potatoes are so good. I haven't eaten yet today. I should really want to eat some of these dumplings. How come my phone isn't charging? Charge. Oh no. Okay, we're fine. Everything's okay. I'm just trying to get the thing plugged in. Don't panic. Go away. Notifications. Hold on, I'm figuring it out. Uno momento. Hello. Find a restaurant where I can work prep. Yo, to be fair, yeah, that would you would learn pretty fast doing that. You're not wrong. Actually, there's a restaurant not too far from me that's hiring, and I'm low key tempted to go and get some like part-time hours there just to like, because it's like a fancy nice restaurant. I'm like, yo, let me join. It's been a long time. Let me go schmooze. And like it's a nice restaurant. It's like it's a really nice Italian place. They have really good wine. They've got like a proper pizza oven and everything. Maybe when I'm back from vacation. I need to be able to reach the counter first. Yo, that's real. Don't at me. That's too much. That's way too much. There we go. It's Chill Monday. We chillin', making dumplings. I'm making dumplings for like the next month with the amount of fucking dumpling shit I got going on here. I might have to make a whole nother batch of dough. Quite frankly. Oh, a crimper wheel? Oh, that would be a good idea. A crimper wheel is not too shabby of an idea. I mean, you can use a fork for that, can't you? Or like a spoon. I think I just did a really bad job on the first couple because I put too much in. Now I think I've got the hang of it. These are tiny dumplings. Guys, how do you want to make these dumplings? Do we want to boil them? We could steam them and make some rice at the same time. We could do a mix. We could do all the above. We can throw them in the air fryer. I find that dumplings fall apart in the air fryer unless you freeze them first. So they got to be frozen before we put them in the air fryer. Oh, that one's falling apart. No. I did a bad job. All right, those are all the tiny ones. Let's make the tiny ones. I gotta move this big old watermelon. I got a pot. I'm just gonna boil them. Oh, there's flour on my... Oh, that's not good. There's a bunch of flour on my stove. And I got a paper towel. Pan fry? Alright, we can do that too. Alright, let's bring the water to a boil first. And then I have... Let me get this out of the way. I have this tiny, teeny, tiny cast iron frying pan. So we'll put a couple in here too. With some beer. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 dumplings. But part of them are falling apart, so we'll have to fix them before we put them in the thing. Like this one's like totally falling apart because I totally fucked this one up. This one's like complete fucking trash. I kind of want to fry the trash one because like I can keep an eye on it that way. This is barely a dumpling. Ugly dumpling! Would you eat the ugly dumpling if I gave you an ugly dumpling? I'm gonna make 2 in the frying pan, and the rest I'm going to boil. Yeah, there's too much in this. There's too much dumpling inside of this dumpling. Alright, these 2 are the ones that are going there. The tiniest amount of oil. So much small oil. I'm just going to use a spoon, and I'm just going to dip the spoon into the oil. Oh, that spoon's not... I need a different spoon. There we go. I'm just going to dip the spoon in the oil, and then I'm just going to drizzle it onto the pan. And I'm just using a neutral. But what you can do, if you wanted to be fancy, is you saw that stuff I had earlier with the vegetable stock. Is you can cook these guys in that too, and that would be good. All right, water is boiling. That's good to go. We still, look at how much chicken stuff we still got left. Good thing we still have a bunch of dumplings. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. We still got 18 dumplings left. The U.S. Navy's gonna liberate Chesh's kitchen. They can fucking try. At me, bro. You can also do like the proper foldy method, but I'm still not good enough at this to be able to pull that off. One day I might be good enough, but it is not this day. Once that water boils, I'm going to throw the rest of those dumplings in, and I got the other two ready to go. This water is lukewarm, by the way, for anybody who cares about the water temperature. I don't know if that matters. I know it matters for making the dough. I don't know if it matters for, like, wetting the dumpling. Damn, I was right the first time. I shouldn't have added more. Once you get the right amount of junk in the dumpling, you're good to go. I'm just having a hard time figuring out what the right amount of junk is. You can only make pre-made ones. Well, now you know that you can. If I can do this, you can do this. I assure you. I promise. I have no idea what I'm doing. I have no clue. I'm figuring it out as I go. I'm figuring it out as I go, and I'm listening to Hawkskull, because Hawkskull knows what they're talking about. But yeah, if you're gonna air fry your dumplings, I recommend... That's too much. I reckon... Well, I guess you could, like, do the wheel around, right? Flatten it down. Then fold it. That's a nice packed dumpling right there. Oh, that's gonna be way better. Oh, how did I not do this that way the whole time? Oh, water's almost boiling. Lukewarm. That's clever. I like that. That's funny. But yeah, I hope my breakdowns on communication and social advice and overthinking is helpful. Like, I hope if you get use out of it, let me know. I hope it helps. I'm not trying to be like bothersome or trying to tell you how to fix your shit because, like, I mean, I'm not your mom. I don't know you. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just trying to be helpful. I'm just sticking my nose in anybody's business. That's one thing that I've learned is I no longer stick my fucking nose in other people's shit unless they specifically request it. Like, if you specifically ask me a question, I absolutely will do my best. I might ask you some questions about how sure are you that you want me to do this, but I will absolutely... Like how Aaron requested I looked at her papers. Oh yeah, that's exactly like that. Bitch, you what? Sometimes people ask me to do things, and I malicious compliance my way straight into their heart. With a bomb. Sometimes people ask for shit they don't want, and sometimes you just gotta. They don't really want this, but you gotta do it to them. All right, I'm turning the heat down to about medium, and I'm dropping in the dump. Oh, that dumpling's gonna fall apart as soon as it goes in. All right, well, we're gonna switch this dumpling out for this dumpling because that dumpling's gonna fall apart. So that one's going in. 1, 2, 3. That one's gonna fall apart. 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, there's 7 dumplings in there. I turned the heat down. We're gonna cook them for 5 minutes. You need to rewatch? Yeah, that's cool. Don't worry about it. That's valid. Don't feel bad if shit doesn't work right away. It takes some practice, right? Like communication is a learned skill, not it's intuitive for some people, and some stuff in communication is intuitive, but certainly not everything. And not for everyone, that's for sure. It takes time. Just like with these dumplings. Look at that, what an allegory. It takes time to understand like how much dumpling you want, and like how much dumpling is going to work, and then how much dumpling you actually want, because those are different things. Just because you can stuff this much shit inside this dumpling doesn't mean that's going to be what you actually want it to be, you know what I mean? And sometimes it's a little bit too much, and sometimes it's not enough, and sometimes the dough is too thick, and sometimes the dough is not thick enough. You know what I mean? It takes practice. Like I said, it's my 3rd time doing this. I'm way happier with these wrappers so far, but we're gonna find out how they taste. They might not be good. And like just because I do a bad job this time doesn't mean it has to ruin my whole life. Just because you have a relationship that goes bad or a friendship that fell apart that you don't think needed to or should have, and you think it's your fault that you fell apart, doesn't mean you have to beat yourself up about it forever. You're a person too. It takes time to learn things. It takes practice. We don't know if I did great this time. We haven't taste tested it yet. I don't know about you guys, but I like to taste test things without any like sauce or anything first. Like I'll just eat part of the food just to see if it's any good right out the gate. Because sometimes you don't know what sauce you want with something until you know what it tastes like naturally. It's like whether or not these need to have more salt in them or what kind of sauce I want. Oh, see, like I'm really happy with that. Look at that dumpling. That's like a perfect dumpling. Hell yeah. Pitter patter, pitter patter. Like, that's too much. And like I know that now because I've been practicing. But before I would have been like, oh, okay, go for it. I don't know. Oh, I forgot to wet it. And then sometimes you forget to do something you know you need to do. The question is, what are you going to do about it once you know that information? So, like, with for example, specifically the circle jerk that came out already for members and Patreons and stuff over on Debate Hub and here. The question is once you realize what's going on, what are you going to do about it? Because you can be pessimistic about stuff, like, for example, oh, my friends only invited me to this thing because they needed somebody to fill the spot, and they told me as much. But you're still the person they chose. Like, they still picked you to fill the spot, you know what I mean? Clearly, your friends know other people, right? They trust you enough to pick you to fill the spot for a little while until they find somebody. Or until you find somebody for them, because sometimes people are fucking incompetent. They need you to do that part for them, which is annoying. Big stream tomorrow? Yeah, there's a big stream tomorrow. Big long mega stream tomorrow. Reading law. Ugh. I just get tired of people fucking blatantly lying because they're relying on everybody being too fucking lazy to look it up. And, like, the thing that irritates me about that is that they're relying on people to be too lazy to fucking look it up, and they're right. Like, people, that's the thing that irritates me. It's not that people are too lazy to look it up. It's that they're too lazy to look it up, and they're being taken advantage of, and they know it, and they're still not gonna look it up. Oh my god, it's so irritating. Like, you're just lying to people because, like, I mean, Erin's doing that on Twitter right now. She's lying to people because she thinks people are too lazy to go figure out what the fuck she's talking about. And people are. And at least with Erin, it doesn't matter that much. You know what I mean? Like, it's not that important. But people do this with important shit. Like, shit that matters. Okay, I don't know if these are done, but I'm gonna flick this over. Look, they're floating. Did I do a good job? You know what I'm gonna do? Yeah. I got this thing. I'm gonna put them on a rack. Well, I did a good job of putting them on the rack, but one of them slipped through. Ow. It's hot! Guys, did you know that boiling water is hot? Oh. One second, I'll be back. I'm just fixing these dumplings so they don't, like, fucking fall all over the place. Which is what they're fucking currently doing, is falling all over the place. Ah! There we go. Ta-da! Dumplings! I don't know if that's, I don't know if they're cooked enough. They might be. They might not be. I'm not 100% sure. But, it's what we're working with. They cooked at least until the point where they were floating, so that should be fine. I'm now gonna put the guys on the cast iron on, so those guys are gonna cook now. Chesh's dumplings falling down, falling down, falling down. Chesh's dumplings falling down. My fair lady. Do 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 do. So obviously, if you're more competent than I am, this doesn't take as long. Like, we've been live for 2.5 hours, but I think you could probably get this done in an hour if you are more competent. Like, if you were better at getting the dough together the way you wanted the dough together, if you were, like, more practiced at wrapping the dumplings and stuff. You hear them sizzling away? I like how relevant PP is that even the conservative podcasts don't mention him. Yeah, he's kind of a stupid piece of shit. And, like, he's fucked over his own party so badly, and he's so disliked. I'm kind of surprised he won the leadership race. I want to talk about a rigged election. Like... But that's just my opinion. What do I know? I don't know. I'm not in the fucking conservative party. I'm not in the liberal party either, or the NDP party. I'm just an outside observer. The only reason I really like some of what Mark Carney's doing is because it's pragmatic. It has nothing to do with what side of the fence he sits on. I'm not even convinced that he is earnestly sitting on the side of the fence that he's currently operating as part of. I think if things weren't the way they were right now, I think Mark Carney might have been an NDP. But I don't know. I don't know the guy. I don't know his life. I'm not his mom. This one's tiny. Got an extra tiny dumpling. Well, that's way too much. This only needs like a little tiny... Look at how little this dumpling is. It's so tiny. It's a me dumpling. Like it's a little dump... Oh, I didn't. See the difference between wetting it and not wetting it? Holy shit, it's night and day. People want the leadership because those who eventually want to be leaders know that... Yeah, you're right. I think Landon's correct. I think Landon knows what he's talking about. Landon's a smart guy. Competency requires practice for that level of cooking. Yeah! One day I'll be good enough at it, but it's not this day. I'm gonna flip these over. My ugly dumpling is coming out way better than I thought. I'm also gonna turn the heat down. What the fuck time is it? 3:16? I'm gonna be done these dumplings right on time. Right on time. That's too much. This was, by the way, 1 pound, like one of those 1 pound, like, packets of chicken. So if you're making this, this is my second batch of dumplings that I've made out of this. So for anybody who wants to know, like, how much it takes and how much it is. This is not expensive either, by the way, for anybody looking for, like, cheap things that they can make. Right? Like, the ground chicken is probably the most expensive thing, and then it's just, like, 2 diced onions, cabbage is not expensive, and if you're making your own dumpling wraps, I bought, for $10, I got a 10-pound bag of flour while it was on sale. So, like, each of these dumplings, if you were to, like, break it down, which I don't like that people do that. They're like, oh, look, this is a $2 meal if you fucking break it all down into individual sandwiches. Like, no, if you made this into, like, individual dumplings, each dumpling would cost, like, 50 cents, if that. If that. But I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna tell you that I had to buy, like, $20 worth of ingredients. Or $30, sorry. $30 worth of ingredients, roughly, to be able to make all these. And, like, obviously you can put whatever you want in the minced like, in the inside. So, like, if you want to have, like, mashed potatoes and cheese, you can do that, and now you're just making pierogies, right? So you can do that. You can do, like, spinach or whatever. You could do pork. I like the pork ones better than the chicken ones so far, but I also didn't have any garlic, so there's no garlic in this, and it's very sad, quite frankly, without garlic. But that's okay. It's fine. I'm over it. Yeah, you can make maybe I will make some pierogies. I got potatoes. I can make some mashed potatoes in my Instant Pot. Add some. I don't know if I have cheese, but I can go get some cheese and make some. And you can put bacon if you want to make bacon ones. You can do whatever you want. Once you have the little goobers, you can make whatever you want with the little goobers. And now these ones are all done. Oh, that's a little bit. Get out of there. Ta-da! And now these ones are also finished. That one opened up, which is unfortunate, but that's okay. Who cares? It's getting fried. Doesn't matter. Hooray! Let's just grab a plate. And a little bit of soy sauce. I'm just going to put the soy sauce right on the plate. Because who cares? Somebody's doing a bad job in putting their groceries away, and their groceries are falling all over the place. Okay, the boiled ones have cooled off enough. Let me grab these boys. Come off. Here we go. That one's more like a taco. Alright, let's try this one. See how it is. Ooh, not bad. Boiled, not bad. Definitely needs the soy sauce, though. So definitely get sauce with whatever you're doing with this one. Honestly, boiling them for a bit and then giving them a fast fry would be really good. You have veggies and cheese? Yeah. You can see how that it got all cooked all the way through, so that's nice. This one's a little hot. Give it a second. Bean sprouts, bok choy, grated carrot, and a splash of soy sauce would be go-to. Yeah! I need a good way to grow bean sprouts. I love bok choy. Do you blanch the bok choy first? I like blanching the bok choy and then taking the water that you blanched it in and saving that for frying and stuff. Super good. Come here, you. Oh, you're being a piece of shit. Stab it! Well, hello. Come back. Hello? Hey! This is really good. You would blanch it for the dumplings? I would too. Very good. This came out quite good. That's a good idea, Victoria. Frying came out really good. Landon says, assuming we do the train, Canada train in February, we should do cooking? We absolutely should. I see no flaw with Landon and I screaming at each other in the kitchen. We'll use my mom's kitchen. Ah, I dropped it. These are really good. Again, it lacks garlic. Like it needs like minced garlic. Other than that, I think this is great. I think I still prefer pork, but the chicken's good. I want to have fresh bean sprouts like all the time, and I'll just eat bean sprouts. Well, We did it, everybody. Successful dumplings. 10 out of 10. It took us roughly 3 hours. But then again, I was also fucking around with the dough for at least an hour. So, you can probably do it on your own successfully in 2 hours if you're better with the dough than I was. Other than that, it's a little bit of cleanup because I'm messy and there's now flour all over my floor. But that's, again, mostly because I'm a messy person. Other than that, cleanup's not too bad. The taste is good. Maybe the dumplings could use a little bit more salt in the dough. But I'm really happy with these. And I didn't even use half of this. Like, I'm going to have to do at least one more of these, so I'm going to do that soon. Probably tomorrow. Maybe not tomorrow. No, I should do it soon because that chicken's going to go bad. Soon. Soon, TM. Maybe later today without you guys. But thank you so much for joining me. I hope you had fun. I hope you had a good chill Monday. I hope you had a good weekend. I'll be back tomorrow with a mega stream. There's stuff going on Debate Hub. There's a bunch of stuff scheduled, so go check out at Debate Hub Official. If you like more lecture-style content, more educational-style content, please go over to Debate Hub. There was a really good debate that ended with like an almost an immediate concession with Dapper and Borg. And a new rule for Debate Hub: Dapper's not allowed to go first. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you guys had a good day. Hopefully my walkthrough about communication and stuff was helpful for you guys. Let me know if it was. And bye! Have a good day, everybody. Bye!